Good evening to all of you, and welcome to Vihara Buddha Gotama. I guess for a number of you, this is the first time you're here. Sit comfortably. Brother Bhakstan asked me to speak on a few topics and answer a few questions. So I will try to do that. And I'm sure you all are quite tired, so I'll try to do it as soon as I can, and after that you can ask questions, anything about the Dhamma. Okay, the first topic I'd like to talk about is can a lay person be totally liberated from the cycle of rebirths in this lifetime? That depends whether a lay person can be totally liberated. Depends on what. There is a sutta where the Buddha compared the attainment of the various stages with the threefold training. Threefold training is a training in the Sila, Samadhi and Panya. Sila is virtue or moral behavior, and Samadhi is concentration, and Panya is wisdom. So the Aryan Eightfold Path can also said to be Sila, Samadhi and Panya. Now in the Anguttara Nikaya 3.86, the Buddha said, what level of Aryahood you attain depends on these three things. Sotapanna, first fruit, Arya, and Sakadagamin has perfect Sila. Perfect Sila and the Aryan Eightfold Path is generally considered to be right speech, right action, right livelihood. Right speech, right action, right livelihood. If you investigate these three factors, it is actually 7 precepts. 3 body precepts and 4 verbal precepts. If you all listen to my Dhamma talks, this is explained in detail. So, Sotapanna and Sakadagamin, they have a perfect Sila. And Anagamin, third fruit, has perfect Sila and perfect Samadhi. Now, perfect Samadhi in the Buddha's teachings and the suttas is said to be the 4 jhanas, 4 rupa jhanas, 4 form meditative absorptions. So to become an Anagamin, you need at least 4 jhanas. And then Arahant has perfect Sila, perfect Samadhi, and perfect Panya. So an Arahant also has perfect Samadhi. So Anagamin and Arahant, they need 4 jhanas. But Sotapanna and Sakadagamin, they don't need 4 jhanas. But there's a difference between these two attainments. There is a sutta in the Samyutta Nikaya, Sutta 56.40, there it is stated clearly that a Sotapanna does not need jhana. A Sotapanna does not need jhana. But comparing with other suttas, although it's not stated specifically, we find that the Sakadagamin, the second fruit, Arya, must have the first or the second or the third jhana. First or the second or the third jhana. So only the Sotapanna does not need any jhana. So it is very common for lay people to attain Sotapanna. Now all levels of Arya, there are 8 levels of Arya. First path, first fruit, second path, second fruit, third path, third fruit, fourth path, fourth fruit. And only the fourth fruit Arya has finished his work. The other 7 have not finished their work. But there's one thing common with all of them is that all of them must have right view. The lowest Aryan stage is the first path, and also said to be stream entry. And in the sutta, the Buddha said, when you say stream entry, the stream refers to the Aryan Eightfold Path. So stream entry can also be said to be a path entry, entry into the Aryan Eightfold Path. And the Aryan Eightfold Path consists of 8 factors. And according to Majjhima Nikaya Sutta 117, you practice the Aryan Eightfold Path in a definite way, not in a haphazard way. You must attain first the first factor, which is right view. And right view will bring you to the second factor, which is right speech. And that will bring you to right thoughts. Will bring you to right, the second one is right thoughts. And then that will bring you to the third one, which is right speech. And that will bring you to right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. So the Aryan Eightfold Path must be practiced in that way. There are many suttas, other suttas that explain this. So for a lay person, it's very easy to attain stream entry if you are an intelligent person, an intelligent, straightforward, honest person. There's one sutta where the Buddha said, let an intelligent, honest, straightforward person come to me. I will teach him the Dhamma. So only this type of person can understand the Dhamma and attain stream entry. So this Sotapanna, the sutta say, once you attain the path, it takes some time before it turns to fruit. Later books like the Abhidhamma, it says immediately once you attain the path, you will attain the fruit, the next conscious moment. It's a very serious contradiction with the suttas. A lot of people, they believe the Abhidhamma is the true teaching of the Buddha. If you can find just one contradiction with the suttas, you know it's Abhidhamma is not the Buddha's teaching. It was written much later. Historians have verified this. Now, how is it different? If a person attains the path and immediately it turns to fruit, that means you have no chance to do offering, dana, to a path attainer. Yeah? Because once he attains path, before you can offer anything to him, it's already turned to fruit. Yeah? So there's no chance at all to do dana to a path attainer. But in the suttas, it is very clear that you can do dana to a path attainer. I think the Dakina Vibhanga Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya 142, it is said that if you make an offering to a path attainer, the merit is much more than you do dana to a whole lot of putujana, ordinary worldly. And then he also says, if you do dana to 100 first path attainers, the merit is less than giving to one first fruit attainer, Sotapanna. And giving to 100 Sotapanna, the merit is less than giving to one second path attainer. Similarly, like that. So it's very clear that you can make offerings to path attainers, so they do not exist just for one conscious moment. The Buddha says in the suttas that before the path attainer passes away, the path will turn to fruit. At the very latest, when he's about to die, when he's about to pass away, the path will definitely turn to fruit in the same lifetime. So now, can a lay person attain Sakadagami? It is possible if that lay person can attain the first or the second or the third jhana. But it is not common, it is difficult. Why? Because in the explanation of the jhanas, the Buddha said, among aloof from sensual desires, aloof from unwholesome states, enters and abides in the first jhana. So before you can enter the first jhana, you've got to be aloof from sensual desires and unwholesome states. And that takes some time to develop. Yeah? It means only if you are celibate, you don't engage in sex, you don't have sensual desire, then only you can attain jhana. If you are a married man and living a normal married life, it is not possible. But during the Buddha's time, there were some lay people, even though they had wives, they told their wives that they wanted to practice. So they did not sleep with their wives. They slept separately, and their room, they lived alone as though it's a cave. Such people can attain. Also we find in the suttas and the Vinaya books, when the Buddha was gathering disciples, the earliest disciples, he looked for those who have attained 4 jhanas, either this lifetime or previous lifetime. So there was a man called Yassa, the son of the richest man in town. So the Buddha, every day this Yassa was entertained by slaves and workers, ladies would dance and sing for him, and he would drink liquor and all that, enjoy himself. So one night it was the same, just seeing them dancing and listening to their songs and all that, and then it was quite late, he fell asleep. He fell asleep, and then in the middle of, and then the ladies, the slaves and all that, found the master sleeping. They were tired, they also slept on the floor. So the Buddha made him wake up in the middle of the night. When he woke up, he saw this lady sleeping on the floor, half naked, their hair all on the floor, saliva oozing and all that. So it reminded him of corpses, dead bodies. So he muttered to himself, dukkha, dukkha. This means in a previous life he was an ascetic who contemplated corpses. So because he saw dukkha in the house, he walked out of the house. And the Buddha made him slowly walk to the main gate of the city. And the gates of the city opened by themselves. And then he walked out into the forest. The Buddha was waiting for him in the forest. He walked straight to the Buddha and muttering, dukkha, dukkha. And the Buddha said, Yassa, come and sit here. There's no dukkha here. So he sat beside the Buddha, and the Buddha taught him the 4 Aryan truths, gave him an introductory talk on the Dhamma. And then just listening to that first talk, he attained stream entry. The next morning, the father was looking for him, came to the same place, and the Buddha used his psychic powers to shield Yassa from the father, so the father could not see Yassa. So the father asked the Buddha, have you seen my son Yassa? Then the Buddha said, you sit down here, in a short while you will see him. When he heard that, he believed the Buddha, so he sat down. The Buddha preached to him the same Dhamma, basically on the 4 Noble Truths. Listening to it, first time he attained stream entry. So you find from the Suttas and the Vinaya, it's not difficult for lay people to attain stream entry, provided they listen to the right Dhamma, the original discourses of the Buddha in the five Nikaya. So after he attained stream, and at the same time when he attained stream entry, Yassa, who was sitting nearby, attained arahanthood. No meditation, just listening, attained arahanthood. Then after that, the Buddha let the father see the son. Then the father was very happy and then told Yassa, he said, your mother is pining for you, so worried, you better go home quickly. And the Buddha told the father, Yassa is a different man now. He has like attained arahanthood. So the father understood. So you see, once a lay person attains arahanthood, he cannot go back to a normal lay life. Why? Because that self, he has eliminated the self. That old lay person self has died. So it's become a new person. The Buddha said, once a person has attained like path or fruit, then his previous lay person has died. And he is reborn from the mouth of the Buddha. Having heard the words of the Buddha, is reborn as a different person, an Arya. So there's a thing, if a lay person becomes an Arahant, he cannot go back home. But later books say more than that. Later books say, or if he does not become a monk within 24 hours, he will die. No such thing. That's the problem with later books. They say a lot of things that the Buddha never said. So you see from here, actually, a lay person can attain stream entry and Sotapanna without difficulty if he is intelligent. But higher stages is difficult. He has to give up sensual desires and unwholesome states first.